that views. But if you are diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, there should be that immediate, instantaneous
curiosity,
sobriety, calmness, reflection. But when you are diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and you are still on social media antagonizing people, it is expected that people will want to know, is this really a cancer patient? Cancer is not a joke. Secondly, I listened to the defense she has put forward. I'm actually again quite amazed that she has come on a rise to defend herself. And I just hope that what she has said is true, because if you are coming on national television to reassert what you have said on social media, if subsequently it is found that what you said was not true legally, that can be very perilous, because you are basically telling Nigerians that, look, I am willing to go to any lengths to defend myself. Now, what could be the implication, assuming that our claim is shown later not to be correct? Don't forget, she has just presented a medical report to us. She has obliged us, and you notice I was very interested in having the doctor look at it. The doctor has confirmed that, to the best of our knowledge, substantial facts in that document is not correct. The most relevant being the name of the doctor. A medical report is only a report if it is authenticated by a doctor,
which the doctor has denied.
Yes, the moment it is like the judgment of a court. If I come before you now and say I got a judgment from a court, the most important element of that document that will show that this is a judgment of a court is to look at the name of the judge who signed or wrote or read the judgment, who delivered the judgment. So where she says she has spoken to the doctor whose name is on the report, the doctor has disclaimed the document, the doctor and the location of the doctor is also being contested. That worries me. Okay. So Blessing will have to offer explanation on the origin of that document. Now, under the law, if a person is found to have obtained money under false pretenses, that itself is a serious matter. It is a crime that can be prosecuted. Those who have made donations, I am not making conclusion here. I'm just giving broad, generic commentaries. Those who have made donations for Blessing on account of a public assertion, on account of a representation in the public that she has been found to have stage 4 cancer, if it is later confirmed that this is not true, they can sue her for deceit, which is a tort. They can sue to recover the money. So I hope that Blessing has spoken to a lawyer to advise her on the gravity of what is at stake. This is not just a matter for social media debates. This is not just a matter for bloggers to train with. This is not just a matter that is trivial. This is a matter that has serious implications. This is a matter that even the medical doctor whose name has been associated may file an action for defamation.
And also the woman who claims that she's the original.
There are a series of implications which I have highlighted. The doctor whose name is associated may have a cause of action, and I am hoping the doctor will actually come forward and begin to address the issue. Okay. The Medical and Dental Council should be interested in knowing how a doctor's name appeared on a document where somebody says I have stage 4 cancer, and that document is now being disputed, so that if she was misled, if somebody gave her that document and say, oh, on the basis of this document, you can establish this claim, that person should also come forward to explain how he or she came about. If the doctor truly did not issue that document, Blessing has to explain who gave it to her, where the person got it from. So, are we looking at potential forgery here? Are we looking at altering documents, which is a crime? Are we looking at obtaining money by false pretenses? Are we looking at the thought of deceit? These are the legal issues. So I hope and I pray that Blessing has truly appreciated that this is a serious matter. Okay. And I want to say again for the record that as human beings, it is expected we are empathetic. I'm not here, and Blessing, you are not on trial. We are not persecuting you here. We are just seeking clarity because you have gone on public to seek funds. Ruth, I have raised money for Nigerians. If you follow me on social media, I have raised millions and millions and millions of naira for many Nigerians in the last few years. There is no single instance. In fact, I've raised money for people that have medical issues. There is no instance where I have gone on social media to use my platforms to help people in need raise money without being specific on what the money is required for, without substantiating the purpose for which that money is raised. So you owe the public an explanation. It is not enough to say, I cannot put out my reports, right? People have donated money. I don't know how much it is, but people have donated money. They deserve some accountability. They deserve a cogent response. And for me, at this moment, I am not satisfied. She said she has gone to Lute. At this time, Lute has recommended tests. Lute has not made a diagnosis.
No.
The evidence she has shown to prove the diagnosis has been discredited. So my conclusion as the lawyer at this material time is that the claim of a cancer diagnosis has not been established.
Okay. We're going on a break. So let's leave this on the high note first. We're going on the break. We'll see you right back. Grab your cup of tea. Don't go anywhere. See you right back on Perspective. Welcome back to Perspectives here on Arise News. You know, we were talking about showing the screenshots of where Blessing showed the video.
I saw it.
You saw the screenshots?
I have it in the phone.
Okay, do you have it on your phone?
My battery has gone.
Okay, so you saw it and you saw it as well. So it's not like we're lying.
No, maybe I'll search for it. You know, there are too many things on.
Yeah, but there was a screenshot of this video, of this picture.
Okay.
In response to this picture image you sent to him, where he said, "Wow." I know you two of you saw it.
And it's identical to the same one.
And it's identical to this one. So my issue is, how did he get hold of it?
Exactly, because
if
it's
you
identical.
say you don't know him or you didn't communicate, did you even communicate with him in the first place?
We chatted on the DM.
So did you send him any screenshot of,
No,
of your whatever? It's so unfortunate that they can't find this. But like both of you said, you saw the screenshot.
Yeah. I'll find it after the show.
Okay, but let's not I don't over elaborate on that. There was a post that you also said to one of your distractors, Saida Borge or something, where you said, even if it takes you 3 months, 2 months, whenever you are ready, you will come back and attack. And that made me question that a cancer stage 4 patient, you should have a time frame, a realistic time frame of recovery. So when you said 3 months, I'm thinking, do you think it's going to take 2-3 months to overcome cancer?
I think one of
stage 4.
I think one of the biggest mistakes was being vulnerable. It's okay to question. I like all the questions that is going on. It's even going to make me, do more research, because like I said, I was genuinely...
Yeah, but we're not asking you to do research. We're expecting that at this stage, you should have known this.
No, any cancer patient or anybody that knows about cancer is not something you have a time frame.
Yeah, but you said in the video, even if it takes me 2 months, 3 months, somebody who has its cancer stage 4 will not be talking about months, you'll be talking about years.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to be a cancer patient to know that. So I was surprised that you said that.
Yeah, the timeline. The lawyer said something. I'm a very, how do I explain the word? Vocal person.
Yeah, but you can be vocal.
Well, yes, so I think what I'm learning right now is maybe people want me to be sober, or they expect me to react a certain way, which I'm learning. That is not my...
No, Blessing, I'm not talking about your reaction. I'm talking about the estimation of time that you gave for your healing.
Timeline.
How did you calculate? I didn't give a healing.
You said it takes you 3 months, 2 months. And I'm thinking, if you have cancer
I would
stage
have
4...
your time in 2 to 3 months when I'm better.
Yeah, when I'm better. And I'm thinking it's cancer stage 4.
How did you know
you'll be talking
you'll be
about
better by
years,
then?
not months.
I think people are just really meaning into every statement that I'm making.
Okay. Can I say something? Based on the fact that you said that you're a very vocal person, which I agree with, when you did your cosmetic surgery, which Nigerians generally stigmatize, right? And they frown on.
The BBL?
Yes.
Okay.
And they frown on, right? You were very vocal. You showed us when you were on the bed, your process, your healing. So I'm wondering, I don't know if you know this, but 16,000 to 24,000 women die every year from breast cancer. So I'm wondering why you're not using this opportunity to create proper, clear awareness, because most of these women that are dying in Nigeria, it is from late diagnosis, it is from poor diagnosis, it is from them thinking that it is spiritual. So I'm wondering why you're not using this avenue. And I'm also curious, do you still have the lump in that left breast as we speak right now?
Thank you for this question. I have not been given the opportunity. Like I said, maybe it came off controversial, or maybe because there was an account number that was put out there. I think that was where the whole drama started from.
Which I also have a question about, because I deal with cancer patients all the time. Funny enough, breast cancer. And unfortunately, my patient still died 2 days ago. So I understand the thought process of a typical cancer patient. So usually you didn't have a treatment plan. How did you know how much you were going to spend? Because I know you have a Benz, right? Which is quite expensive. You have a car, you have properties. So why was the account number the first thing you put forward? Most cancer patients don't know how much they're going to spend, right? And they exhaust their fund. Bear in mind that you don't even know the stage. What if it's stage 1? That you probably won't spend more than maybe 10 million. And you can afford 10 million.
Perfect question. My account number was not the first thing that was put out.
It was put out that same day, though.
No, it wasn't put out that same day.
I saw it that same day,
No,
actually.
absolutely not. In fact, the first video that was put out was me
Okay,
crying.
so when was it
Yeah,
put
but how
out?
did you know
I
how
think
much?
that was like-
how did you
Yes,
know
what
how
was your
much you needed to
target?
spend?
What was your target?
I didn't actually put an amount. I just put out my account number.
What was your
and
target?
What influenced the decision?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
exactly what I want to
The
explain.
decision to put it out.
Exactly. When I cried out, the first thing I did, they said, first of all, when they are doing your...
Who was this day? Is it still this Enugu doctor?
First of all, when they are doing your, maybe when they want to take out your boobs or thereabout, it was exaggerated. So I'm going to say there's
What was exaggerated?
a misinformation because they're saying if they check your left breast, it would have spread to the right.
Does
Yes.
it necessarily spread to the right?
Because you can't tell. Nothing
That's
is
what I'm
absolute
saying.
in
These
medicine.
are
How could you tell you
diagnoses.
that?
Because you didn't do it. You didn't even do an imaging. So how today?
How does he know how what
exactly?
it spread or what it has spread?
It's not based on assumption.
And information that was passed to me.
I'm just wondering, what was your what was your target amount? Because now, if your treatment, let's assume your treatment for this stage 4 happens to be 40 million, right? And you have been given maybe 150 million. What happens to that remaining money? So what was your target? Because when people set up GoFundMe, right, they put a target, right? They'll say, okay, $10,000, we're trying to raise 20 million. Well, you can't just
For a
put an
specific
account.
purpose.
Yes, you can't just put an account and just be collecting money indefinitely.
And that's what I'm trying to explain.
I don't
the
understand
account
that
number
part.
didn't come up. The first
But
video...
it still came up.
Hold on, let me
listen.
explain. The first video that came up was me trying to get clarity. The second video was me now, people saying, oh, cancer is going to... The first video was me putting out my car for sale. The third video was me putting out my house for sale and my personal belongings.
Okay.
Have you sold them at this time?
I didn't get... You don't get buyers immediately because they're quite high.
Okay.
Yes. So it was when I put it out, that was when friends said, why do you have to sell your property? When you finish this treatment, where do you want to come back to? Just put an account number, anything one can raise. I didn't specify any amount. And no exaggerated...
So,
Sorry,
I'm still-
sorry, Blessing. Are you willing to admit, for the sake of transparency, are you willing to admit to Nigerians that at this time, your cancer diagnosis has not been medically confirmed?
Exactly.
But you are in the process of confirmation. But at this time,
But how would she admit that?
it has not
And that's
been
why I'm
confirmed.
saying I am giving... We are getting like a second opinion and a third opinion.
No, but the first opinion has been discredited. Are you willing to concede?
Does she agree that the first opinion has been discredited?
On the show.
Well, are you willing to concede that having gone to Lute, tests having been recommended, you are waiting a medical statement that you have cancer? As at this time, that statement has not been medically made. Are you willing to concede?
Yes,
For
why
the
not?
sake of accountability.
Yes, I will.
That's
So,
what-
so
that's-
now, are you willing to also agree that Nigerians who are empathetic to you can hold on with the donations until
The
that
donation
confirmation
has
is
actually
made?
No,
been...
but the question I want to
stopped.
ask about the donations is that if it has been proven that you're either telling a lie or rather that you're telling what you said is not true.
True.
Are you willing, first and foremost, are you willing to refund the monies that were given to you?
Why? I
Because
will.
as it is now,
I will.
if you weigh the probabilities, there is a higher ratio of disbelief than belief.
Wrong diagnosis is not something that is strange.
Yeah, but is she admitting?
Assuming there was even a
But the
diagnosis.
thing is
to
that the results that she showed says second opinion. It has it written there. Second opinion.
So it means that she has
assuming
had two opinions that have
Exactly.
insisted that it's cancer.
Exactly.
So that means she's still
Exactly.
standing by her ground that it is cancer.
No,
That's
she's
the-
not. She's
Yes,
not.
that's the reason why
She
I
is standing
said
by her ground
we are
that it's
doing a
cancer.
second opinion.
Are you not standing by your ground?
I'm
that it's
standing by my
cancer?
ground. I'm standing by my ground.
Don't put words in her mouth. She is
Yeah,
standing
I
by
want
her
to be
ground that it is
extra
cancer.
sure. That's why I'm even going this route. And like you said, I am now willing to be transparent. When I run all these diagnoses, all these tests, I can now come out and say, okay, see where you guys will go and investigate, see where you guys will go and do
But
this
shouldn't
stuff.
that have been an automatic, even from when you come up with the
Yes, it has been
announcement?
actually.
it doesn't now have to be people going against what you said before you now say, oh, that is like it's like an afterthought.
No, and people don't put out their cancer results, funny enough.
No, but if you can put, with you want donation, when you go to go,
that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm realizing now.
What
It is the donation that have to now bring that.
Yeah, but what is just done?
Exactly.
What is just done is a GoFundMe,
Yes,
even though you didn't go to GoFundMe.
And I also,
So one would assume that by the time you have put out your account number and your account details, do you understand?
You're willing
You
to
are standing by what you said, and you owe it to the donors to be kept abreast of every latest development with no inconsistencies. Do you understand?
Yes.
As it is now, there's a very strong light, a very strong leaning towards one doesn't believe you because they're poking holes like the doctor has done in your stories.
Can I offer advice for you, Blessing? And I say that from a place of good faith. I say that as a human being. I'm not speaking strictly as a lawyer now. At this time, it is only necessary that you exercise restraint. You cannot be joining issues with everybody on social media.
Sorry, sir, what do you mean restrain?
In the things you are saying, like antagonize, you don't have to issue videos replying everybody that is talking. I saw your video to VDM this morning.
Okay, the video about
it is not necessary.
People love you and
so you don't need to you don't need to be antagonistic. And I want you to know that this is a serious matter. If any of the individuals who have donated money to you and has evidence of that donation decides to pursue a legal action against you, it will be more serious than coming to a riot. It will be more serious than social media.